Alright, but we're filling a block 10 disclaimer that I'm going to try and put in at the beginning, so that when you see this and then you see the first part of the next, like the actual video where I'm sewing it, you don't freak out. In my video, there is this 13 by 1.5 inch, and I place it up the top, and then I do not use it because it does not belong in this pack. So I don't know why I have it. I'm sure there is missing from somewhere. But when you see that in the video, just ignore it. It goes away because then I realize and then I tell you. But if you're trying to get your block ready, you'll see this and it won't match. So don't worry about it. It's wrong. Okay, Mum. We're on to block 10. Because remember, block 9 we cannot make. Block 9 requires fabrics from pack D, which we don't get for 2 more months. This. That could be bad. Storage of this, because obviously we're accumulating lots of stuff. So I showed you. So this is what, hang on, because I'm going to flip that. So this is what I use from Officeworks. It's a stationary case. And inside of it, if it's the book, at this point it pushes down the fabric if I put the book in. But I've got the cards for the first set of fabrics, which stops at 11. The white fabric and the cutting guides, and then the extra white fabric. And I put any scraps from the blocks in here. One never knows when they're going to need it, and also if it's in here, I know it's not a piece of the pattern. Then we have the next set of white fabric that I've already cut out. That I will then start cutting out the next set of patterned fabric, which is also in here. These are the blocks we've already made. Well, I've already made. You will be making them as we go. So that's in here. Then this is B1 fabric, which is very pretty. I think I have to iron all of these again as I cut them, but this is B2 and B3 and 4 and 5. So this has got 20 fabrics in here with the cutting guides already on them. As you can see, it folded in half, so it fits quite a lot. And then I go through, this is the last one, it's B10. It also has in here the first 10 fabrics. So eventually I'll have to move the fabrics we're not using out of this and probably into another one just to keep it, because it does start accumulating. A bit of glue stick I'll take out now. But yeah, this is from Officeworks. It's about $10, I think. I'll put the link into it like I did the last video where I have suggested tools or things that I'm using in case anyone or you need to find them, or find the equivalent of them in your country. Mum, you have it from Officeworks. Okay, block 10. My charging cable is there. Let's get rid of the craps. I'm just going to move it out of the way. Okay. What are we making with block 10? We are making a checkerboard variation. We're doing standard 1/4 inch seams, and we should have a white fabric, A3 and A5. A3, A5, A3 is marked correctly this time. Oh, knock the camera. Better put you back. Alright. I'm going to iron these and then I will be back. Alright. We ironed. We have coffee. And we have water. We have a very crowded workspace, which is no surprise. We still haven't replaced our A1 mat. And we're still in pajamas. Alright, what are we doing? What is step 1? Okay, take the 9-inch strips. Get this piece out of the way. So, these are the 9-inch strips. Hopefully, how many more blocks before you need this to do your scant seams again? Oh, we've got a while on 1/4 inch seams. We've got till block Oh, block 14 has both kind of seams. That will hurt our heads. All right. So where am I going to put these? If I move that down too far, you're in the way. What's those? Yeah, I'm trying to keep the order the same. It's pretty distinctly different fabric, and the book has yellow and pink, so I think we'll be okay. All right. We want A5, white, A3. Can you? Yep, cool. All right, we're up here. So make the strip set show and then cut the strip down. Okay, we're making chains again, but our chains this time are going to be 3 long. Are we making chains for later? I think we're making chains for later. No. Okay. We're just doing strip piecing. No chains. Alright, so I am going to sew this one down first. Now, it's been a while since we've done long ones, so remember, if you're sewing this one this way, sew this one that way, and that'll help keep it square as possible. The fact the white fabric's in the middle should help, because I think if we had the soft fabric, it will go a bit wonky. Alright, I'll be back when these are sewn. So I can't, because it's so close, I have to iron them and separate them out and do them again. So may as well film it. Don't really know why. You don't need to see it. You're not confused. I'm going to sew that way. Alright. Gonna have to put some music on the background. It's quite quiet in the house today. Alright. We've got throat stitch going on. Okay, what do we do next? Cut the strip set at 1.5 inch intervals to make 6 smaller ones. So my handy dandy 4.5 inch. Now, yeah, it's okay. I am still have that. Still need to fix it. What am I going to talk about when I don't have that? There's been no sun. So I haven't been able to try and put it out in the sun to see if that softens it. I don't think it will because it sits in a window. So I think if it was going to soften it, it would soften it by now. My edges are not straight at all. They're close enough. My sewing line's good. So I'm just going to square that up before I do this. That's much better. Yep. Okay, so in this one I'm squaring because it's a really good cut. So firstly, is it 3.5 inches? Yes, it is. There's my half. I come up a little bit so I don't cut in when I cut off the edge. And I can square to all my lines. Doesn't always happen that way, but when it does, we're happy. Alright, triple check, 1.5. Yep. I know I just moved that with my hand. This one's gonna need a little grip. Now, I've cut that, but I didn't stand. Look, I like standing when I cut. I cut better when I stand. I know how you cut. We've always cut at the dining room table, so we've always been standing. 2. Three, my thumb got in the way then. 4. 5. And lucky number 6. Okay. We have our 6. We'll make sure we keep them orientated correctly. Okay. Following the same process. Okay. So these guys together. Alright, so the first one has I can hear a cat doing something. Okay. First one has white here. Second one has white here and here. And the third one has white here. And we have pink, pink, and pink. And then yellow the right side up. And yellow the right side up. I had a moment of fear there. There's only 2 yellows. I don't think this is for this one. I somehow have pinned an extra 13 inch by 1.5 inch, so I don't need that. One of them will be missing that later, or it was already missing it and I've cut it. Alright, so this one to this one, this one to this one, so forth and so forth. I'll be back when that's all done. I'm obviously sewing these in strip method, so I just thought I'd show you. Make sure you iron to your pattern. In this, I've picked the pink as the darker pattern. Okay, we're back. We've had a little visit from Brian. He's going to help me extend my foot pedal cable. Hopefully. I will be going to JB Hi-Fi later to try and make that work. But that means that everything here got muddled. So that is the first one, that's the second one, that's the third one. Okay, now we are subcutting these. What are we subcutting them into? 1.5 inches. Okay. So 3, 3, 3. Do that. I can do it this way. 3.5. Yep. All right, we're good. Okay. I will subcut. That's my nicest edge, so I'm just going to subcut from that one. It won't make a difference. It's 1.5. It's a very dark and gloomy day today. Okay. Something's a bit off with my bottom seam. Could it be that I just need to stretch it? No. So, rightly or wrongly, I'm going to go up one. Yep. And come back one. Okay. Rightly or wrongly, I'm squaring to the top square. Yeah, as long as I move it. I'm going to have to put like a little rubber on that. Okay. I didn't cut. Alright. I really can't cut sitting down. I don't know why I try. Look at that. I'm going to have to go that side because I got a little whoopsie. That's okay though. We'll square up to the top and we'll cut off my whoopsie. Now, if I couldn't have salvaged my whoopsie, I just would have tried to get it within 1/4 inch. And if I couldn't have done, I have to square this one up. If I couldn't have done that, I really probably would have had no choice but to cut it again. I'm going to square that up because I don't like, it's a bit too wonky. Okay, 1.5. Happy. That forms the straight edge for this one. here. Do the same. I'm going to square up that side. This one's a little bit harder to see because of the patterned fabric. So I'm squaring it to that, which is my shortest little bit here. Now it's nice and swung. I think it's raining outside. Is that all the kettle's on? I highly doubt. This Brian doesn't really have a random cup of tea. Alright, so that's because of luck. That's right on the 1.5, so I'm just tidying up whatever scraggly bits are there. I think I like to stand so I can get leverage. I don't know. I do not know. Alright, let's bring them back in their right orientation. Okay. Okay. Let's move them out of their right orientation. We're going to keep them in the right orientation, but we're just going to put them over here. Yep. Just to one side. Okay. And then we're going to bring these down and move them around as we go. Let's try and keep that in frame. We're not in frame. There we go. Okay. Can you see? So we're following this. So we've got that goes with that, goes with that. Then we have this one with this one and that one. Oh yeah, it makes like a little checkerboard. Okay, this is a good way to double check. Then we have a pink one on top now with this one here and then this one here. This is cute. All right, this goes in the middle, pink up top and pink down the bottom. All right, so same as before, we'll go these, then we'll go these to these, then we'll go this to this. So this is very similar to the checkerboard. Because the fabrics are different though, we've cut it differently, which is kind of cool. So before we had the long one, we had longer bits. Now we've got sort of bits we're rotating around to get a different effect. I like it. I think it's cute. Just triple checking it matches the book. Yeah, it does. Okay, when that all comes together, it's gonna look quite cute. All right. Let's, do you need me to pin it? Look. Because you're going opposites, it's going to pin quite nicely. I think we're at the point where unless we're doing some complicated pinning, or I've got like a huge whoopsie that is amusing to try and pin, I'm not going to show you pinning. Seems like a waste of a video. Also explaining that I'm not going to show it to you seems like a waste. But, yeah, all right. I'm going to pin. I'll be back. I'm going to try and press pause too. I should say, because I actually haven't gone and finished this. I am notorious, as you've seen, for getting distracted between here and 1 foot next to me, the sewing machine. So, Mumble, I think you're capable of pinning all of these correctly. I have proven that that is a very inefficient technique for moi. But you can be as organized as you like. I am going to do one, sew one, do one, sew one, do one, sew one, do one, sew one. Yeah, because Ursula has not made an appearance yet, and I would like for her not to. It's called Seam Fix. I think she should call it Seam Fucked. Anyway. Look, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Tips, things, I don't know, things I did. So there's not enough to decide which way to iron them, so I've just ironed them all out that way. So all of my seams staring at them ironed to the right. And then I will just consistently iron all of these the same, so there's consistency in those white backgrounds. Well, now I'm gonna do this way. Looks cute. I like this one. Now first little cutie's done. And I'm pretty sure my Coles order's here. So I will probably just sew them all without little pops in between. Now this one's short on both sides, so I split the difference. I'm going to put it all that way, but the seams kind of sat kind of nicely in the middle, so it'll be fine. I'll hide that in the 1/4 inch. I don't know if Coles is here, it hasn't come in. This is going to sound a little bit weird, but when you piece them together and you line them up, the seams or the pieces, they naturally want to go somewhere. So I always start with that feel first rather than going in and lining them up. And that's because we've pressed them, we've ironed them, we've sewed them neatly. They tend to sit well first go if you let them, not like when you're sewing clothes and you're trying to make them sort of fit a seam or fit an armsicle or something. So when you first piece them together, especially when there's lots of seams like these, see how it feels and see where it's sitting for how it feels, and then adjust it from there. But it probably wants to go where it wants to go first off. All right, well, a little bit sewn. Now I freaked out on this one because it was not a checkerboard. But it's actually how it's meant to be. And there's another one there that's like that. So when you get to that and you freak out, don't freak out. Alright, so it wants us to go this way. And again, the seams want to sit naturally in a particular way. So I'm going to go with that first, and everything else looks pretty good. And then I'll do the same with this one. But I will wait so I don't screw that up. And then we'll sew it. And then we'll come back, and then we've got like one more seam. Okay. I had to iron that back again because I got muddled which way I ironed my seams. Alright, we're looking good. We're a little wonky there, but you know, that'll happen. Are we right? White. We're not right. I was right. Wait. Yeah, no. Wait a minute. Pink, white, yellow. Don't know how to do this. Okay. Pink, white, yellow, white, pink, white. I've sewed them the wrong way. I think I sewed them the wrong way. Or I've had them the wrong way the whole time and I'm only just realizing because they look so similar. Pink, white, yellow, pink, white, yellow. Pink, white, yellow. Yeah, okay. Alright. Ursula. Okay, even though that looked right the entire time, I must have had these two the wrong way around it. Even though it looked really cute and pretty, it's definitely wrong. So let's just double check. That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, so it's just this side that I stuffed up. Well, you know, would we be sewing or quilting if we weren't using Ursula? Ursula is the name of our unpicker for anyone who's watching that's not my mum. We went to a community sewing class for years, and I think Beck named it Ursula the Unpicker. We like alliteration. And we have called our unpickers Ursula ever since, and that's probably going back, oof, a good decade. Because I'm actually old. I'm not a child like some rude commenter implied. Can't say that comment anymore. I learned how to hide comments that are rude. Yeah, so when we refer to Ursula, it's the unpicker. I do not know why I'm still filming you, me unpicking, but we are. And we probably won't turn the camera off because we're nearly done. Alright, I'm going to iron these back out. Off camera. That one didn't iron very neatly. Hopefully you can see. Okay. So we're going to go again with making sure the placement is correct. Pink, white, yellow, yellow, pink, white, white, yellow, pink. Pink. Okay. So we just had them incorrect, but we're just gonna, yeah, okay. So they were kind of the right, but not right. All right. I'm going to pin those back, sew that back, and come back to you. Okay, that's much better. So we have yellow, white, pink, yellow, white, pink, yellow, white, pink, yellow, white, white, yellow, whatever. We have the right order. It looks right. It looks like the book. So now we're gonna start in the middle. That looks good. That looks good. All right. I am just going to pin to make it easier to sew. And then this is our last seam. And then we will have completed a checkerboard variation. It's very effective for the fabric, like to get this effect using only 3 bits of fabric. I quite like it. Do I like that Ursula had to make an appearance? No. Will Ursula continue to make appearance over the next, we got 91 blocks? Yes, yes she will. She will become our best friend. We will upgrade to the real Ursula, not the free Ursula. When I can find her. In the cupboard somewhere. Not because I haven't used her, but I tidied up and I don't know where I put her. I think she's a clover. She's nice. Alright, we're back. Alright, she's super cute. It goes that way. And that is our checkerboard variation block 10. And I'm just going to get out block 5, which, if I'm not mistaken, Mum, I think you made today. Not block 5, block 4. I think you made block 4 today. Alright. Can you see those side by side? I'll get that out of the way. So it is the same concept, but they look so incredibly different. I prefer this one to this one. This one's a bit random for me. But look what we can do with just 3 bits of fabric. This has obviously got more. This had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bits of fabric. But yeah, same everything, same size, same everything, but entirely different effects. And you could use the same fabrics in them and alternate them, and it'd be really cool. So yeah, anyway, that is a block 10 done. Get that out of the way. So block 11 is the last of our pack A's. So block 11 is Crossroads to Jericho, and this is a combination of triangles and other things. So it's really raining hard. I will not be going to JB today. This is the fabric for block 11. These are when we cut the big squares, which will turn into triangles. So I'm looking forward to block 11, something different. I'll see you then for that, Mum.